I got a new video. I got a new video. Alesia Michelle, I'm ready to go. Eurovision fam, are you ready for the show? I so need a glass of wine today. Thank God I'm in Portugal. Hey Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle, and as you know, I am here in Lisbon, Portugal for all of these amazing rehearsals. Yeah, because all of them are amazing. Okay, yeah, not really, you know I'm joking, right? Right now I'm gonna be talking about the Netherlands rehearsal today. This was their first rehearsal here in Lisbon. And let me just start off by saying it was interesting. And the thing is, this was probably the act that shouldn't have necessarily had interesting staging. You know what I'm saying? Like, Waylon has the privilege of actually, one, returning to Eurovision, so you've already kind of done this. You know the ropes, you know what to sort of expect. Waylon is also working with a team who is illustrious, who has done staging before at Eurovision. So what is happening on stage is literally beyond me. After I watched the first rehearsal, I was shooketh. I think I couldn't even speak, and someone came up to me and was like, "Oh, Alesia, you know, what do you think? What do you think?" And I just kind of had to say, I don't know yet. I don't know how to feel about this performance. Let's just start with the positives. Waylon sounds good. His face looked good. But that's about where it ends. I will say I do still think the Netherlands will end up in the final, even with this performance. I definitely think that it will end up in the final. I just don't even know where to start because there's just so much stuff happening on stage that like shouldn't be happening, especially for a song that is so good. A song that is in my top 10. I love this song, okay? Let's just start with the styling. Waylon has on a cheetah jacket that is like a green, I don't know, it's kind of a little bit metallic-y. It looks almost like a green, but it could also be like a greenish gold tone. The jacket is horribly distracting. He also has his guitar belt with his name on it, and I don't think we need that. We're not 5 anymore. I don't think we lose guitar straps. If we could find a black one from the back, that would be nice. Let's just have this, because all of these things are distracting from the fact that, remember, we have a good song. We have a competent, very good singer. We don't need these distractions. We don't need these distractions. These distractions are so distracting and so jarring that it leads me to believe like maybe the Netherlands doesn't want to go to the final. Like maybe that's what's happening. It's just so ridiculous that I just can't believe anyone actually suggested this in a planning meeting and people sat around the table like, oh yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, we like that. Like for real, stop it. If, I don't get it. So we have hip hop dancers as Waylon's band, which I actually don't hate the concept of having dancers mime play with Waylon. At the beginning of the performance, I was actually really into it. And then we get to the second verse, and one of the performers starts juking. At least I thought it was juking. Like, it's not really breakdancing. Breakdancing is different, but juking is like this. Not really, but you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so the juking starts to happen, and then it just like doesn't stop, and it's weird. It's weird on a country song because it just doesn't fit. It doesn't match. And I'm not saying that we can't have like hip hop country, but the way that they're even dancing doesn't even seem to be on beat with the music. And that's crazy because how could you have some dancers not know how to catch the beat? Yeah, it was like the dancers were like off beat too. Like they weren't actually dancing to the song. Now, I don't even really want to bring this up, but like I feel like I have to. This performance is problematic on some really cringy, uncomfortable levels. We have to be real. You have a white man singing a country song about outlaws, standing on top of a platform with black men on lower platforms all around him. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw it, I was like, oh, like nice to see like diversity. Like I love when I see a performance. And yes, even though this is the Eurovision Song Contest, we all know Europe is an extremely diverse place and it's not a place filled with white people. So I love when we get to see that diversity on stage. So I was actually kind of like, oh, okay, cool, Netherlands, like we're gonna have a whole like team of like black backup dancers. Like I'm kind of into that. Like this is dope. But then there's just some symbolic weird stuff that kind of happens where then at one point the dancers are kind of like circling him and it just almost seems like they're kind of like bowing down to him. And I know that that's not the intention of this performance. I don't think that anyone is racist, but I don't think that any person of color was actually in the planning meeting when they decided to do this staging. Because if a person of color was in the planning, and not a person of color, we could just say straight up a black person, but a person of color, we can go with that, was in the room when they proposed this concept, I think that person would have gone, okay, let's really think about this thoughtfully. Because I don't think anyone thought about this thoughtfully, because one, it doesn't match the performance. It's different, it's out of the box, and I appreciate them for taking a risk. But when you start dancing in the territory of being offensive, you obviously have a problem. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw it the third time, I felt a little offended. I felt a little bit like this looks weird and I feel uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable about it. So I don't know what they can do. I think if we could make the platforms, I don't know. I don't know how we fix this. I think an easy way to fix it is to just let the dancers not break dance and juke. I just think the juking is just out of place, and maybe we can just redo the choreography and just make it a little bit more fitting, because there are some choreographed moments at the beginning of the performance that are great, that are fitting and that work so well. I don't know. I don't know if Waylon was feeling like, crap, I'm singing a country song. I don't want people to think I'm racist. So like, let me get black dancers. Like I don't, and let me add like a hip hop element. Like, I don't know if that was the conversation that was being had, but it doesn't fit. It's borderline offensive. And I think it puts the Netherlands into a territory that they don't want to be in, which is non-qualification. And as someone who has this song in their top 10, I need this song to qualify because it is a good song. And all of this stuff happening around it is just distracting us from the fact that this is a really, really good song. So those are my comments. What do you think? Talk to me in the comments below. Have you seen the clips of it? Do you think I'm talking crazy? That's okay. You can disagree with me. Talk to me in the comments below. This is a conversation. And yes, you know it. Let's get excited for Eurovision 2018. Bye.